music is
going.
down. The music is there, but it's down. And we're here, and it's the show.
And we're back.
I'm back.
It's
and
great.
we haven't seen each other in a week.
It's been so long.
Over a week.
I'm gonna focus again.
How'd you already get out of focus? You're moving things a little bit.
I think it was just
little doodad music, moving things. But I like how we come on every week.
Yeah.
And we adjust the focus.
There's no
when
focus.
it's not even live now.
We need a separate tripod just for the.
I know. It needs to just
It keeps
autofocus.
changing.
We spent like $50 on this thing.
Hey.
Now you're in focus and I'm not.
I'm in so many HDs right now. And it's like you're just.
Where do I need to be?
You're back in the standard.
I need to be like. Well, there's been times when I think, I don't know what's going.
Let's line our chairs up. Let's line this up with us.
If I move that over to that.
But then we got all this dead space on this side.
Move you over.
Mm.
Better?
Hey!
Compromise place?
I think we're good.
We're okay. We're all
That's all right. Yeah.
It's been better.
You listen to us more than you look at us, so it's okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know why. Why does this show even need a visual component? This is something we talk about, and I don't mean to insult Abe because I always feel like we're kind of close to doing
Well,
that.
now he's probably going to think it's directed towards him. I mean, if you would have just been, ranting about the visual medium in general, it would have been okay. But now you're like, well, no.
No, why? No,
no
I have
insult
a
to
very
Abe,
specific
but
question here. Why do you need to see us when we do this? Explain it to me.
It's the cow, I think is what it is.
I like the cow.
I think it's the cow.
We add some visual interest, I think, to the show, but we don't know.
It's good thumbnail material.
We got a big cow behind us because we're not interesting enough because there's no point in watching us.
Well, you're scrolling through YouTube and you see the cow. You're like, I want to know more. And it's like, please
tell
me more about the cow.
Explain to me, why do we even need visual stuff for these kind of shows? I mean, I get when it's dramatic. You want to see the drama.
Well,
why do you even need like TV news or TV talk shows and stuff?
Because it's more just because people have the TV already, and this way you can have it. So
I do. I've regressed so much. I don't have cable now, but we got the Bluetooth speaker for the TV.
Oh, okay.
I look at my NPR.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
And so I listen to. I have this huge. I mean, not a huge TV, but pretty decent sized TV over there, and I listen to the radio through it.
That's fine. Yeah, and not even through the TV.
The speaker.
Yeah,
through the speaker for the TV. I'm regressing.
Yeah.
I got rid of cable, and it's all radio for me now.
Yeah.
I fell more in love with radio. Like I was in love with radio for a while, and then I kind of,
cable kind of sucks.
I took a break from radio, and I never really was into that cable stuff.
Yeah.
But
moving pictures.
Now I'm back to radio, and I'm more into it than I used to be.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I can't really drop cable because it's included in my apartment
different
thing. So it's like, fine. I guess I'll deal with it. But yeah.
But I still don't know why you need a visual component to the show.
No, you don't. So, I mean, it's just because we have it, so it's there.
It has been weird watching my hair grow the entire time we've been doing this show.
Yeah, your hair's long.
I haven't gotten a haircut since. I got a haircut right before we started the YouTube part of this. If you go back to those very first episodes,
wow,
very
it's been
short
that
hair.
long.
Yeah. I usually only get 2 haircuts a year. I get one.
Oh wow, really 2 a year? I have to go like every other month or so, or else it's too long, and it's just.
It doesn't really. Your hair's never that long. I think it grows faster than mine, but it's not like. It's not like, crazy. I wish you grew an afro, like that wig you had that one time.
That was hilarious.
That was cool.
I still have that picture.
I like that.
Like Will's basement, just with the afro on. Just,
it looked very natural on
over.
We all look stupid with it. And put it on you, and somehow this afro, like, I can see.
I was meant to be there in the 70s. I was meant to get a perm, but it's never going to happen now.
I was at the Murder Cabin over the weekend. Champloo was there.
Okay, how's that?
And he turns on his Netflix. I'm making fun of myself for turning on NPR through my stereo for the TV. He's got Netflix out at the cabin. They got internet out there now.
Oh no!
And guess what he turns on?
What?
Bob Ross.
Really?
He's sitting there watching Bob Ross.
I mean, if you're out in the cabin chilling, you might as well watch some Bob Ross. And how can you watch it for hours? Was he even painting along with it, or was he just chilling?
No, he's literally sitting there. And you watch it is kind of satisfying. It's like in a half hour, you're like, how's that? That's not going to look good. And then it looks. Yeah. I mean, they're not like amazing paintings, but they're very good for like he just knows exactly what to do, and it's kind of impressive. But he's just sitting there doing that. So anyway, I get a little interested. I'm like, I want to just look into Bob Ross because I don't know a whole lot about Bob Ross.
Okay.
I watched him as a kid. My great grandma would watch it. That's my main memory on PBS. She'd watch Bob Ross, and so do we have a technical problem?
No, we're good.
So anyway, I look into it. Apparently, he was in the army, and he was like a sergeant in the army.
Okay.
So he would have to yell at people, was my understanding.
That's fun.
And he didn't particularly like it. So there's some quote saying that when he left the army, he knew that for the rest of his life he didn't want to yell at anybody. And so
he
think
chose
about
the most calming job ever.
He's like, you can put a tree here if you want to, whatever you want to do, however you want that tree to work.
See, I heard he pretty much just did it to sell his art supplies.
Well, the show, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like...
his demeanor, I think, is impacted by his army.
That's interesting.
But in order to cut costs and not get haircuts, he gave himself the perm.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So I don't know.
I should just Bob Ross it.
That's where
we should both Bob Ross it for like so you never have to get more haircuts. Just get a perm. It's like, why not?
I'd love to. That would justify the visual component of this show.
It would if we show up with a different hairstyle every
we
week.
Just have a perm once a week.
Out of nowhere.
Once a week. Once a year. We just have
a different perm a week.
I think Abe had something set up so after we get to like 200 or so followers on the YouTube channel, we're supposed to do a naked show, but
because then they can just see like slightly more of like my shoulders. Yeah.
It's very tame.
We got to go like gradually, like you start with like a deep V.
Well,
it's like you just slowly like
each break we come back without an article of clothing. Yeah, that could work. So I forget what I was even going. I don't know where exactly that was all supposed to go, but at some point I was hoping that we could transition into the fact that we haven't talked for a week. And
it's been a long time.
During
I've been out
that
of
week,
town for once.
You had a fun adventure.
Oh yeah,
that you've been awaiting for months.
So much fun.
So you went to Colorado by yourself.
I did.
Drove all the way there.
Yep.
And back.
It was a very long, boring drive, but I mean,
you stayed in Estes Park, somewhere around Estes Park.
Yeah, like dead in the middle of the mountains, basically.
Dead in the middle of the mountains.
That's you go through the mountains. There's just like little clearings. Estes Park, and you've been there, I assume. Yeah. Okay. Everyone's been to Estes Park, I think.
I don't know if I stayed there, but I've been there. So.
But yeah, so I stayed there, spent like a whole day in Denver just meandering about, went to the show.
Leah wasn't there?
No. She was not. I think she was here, or Lincoln, or whatever. Close enough.
I
refer to here as Lincoln. Yeah, but okay. But,
Nebraska.
Yeah. I didn't go to her dinosaur place, though. Like, it was right next to Red Rocks. And so I didn't really see it until later, and then it looked like a children's museum type deal.
You were like, I'm not going there by myself.
I'm not gonna go wander around
Lone man,
kids' dinosaur museum. I mean, the dinosaurs would be cool, yes, I'm sure, but it's like
context did not allow for you to go.
Not at all.
Someday the two of you can just go.
Sure, yeah. Okay.
I didn't mean it in a romantic way. The two of you can just go.
I know. I'm just
okay.
Sure.
You're like, sure.
She said she's gonna tell me about the dinosaurs though next time she's on the show. So.
When did the dinosaurs start?
Yeah, no, right. Dinosaurs and gnomes. But
we should have had her on the show. Why isn't she on? Maybe we can bring her in for the second segment.
Yeah, I guess we could take a break at some point.
Well, but that's what we do. We've got breaks now. You have to sit through commercials because not only have I regressed back from cable to radio, but we're turning this back into like an NBC type show where you're gonna have to sit through commercials during it. Because
that's fine. I've kind of a funny story from the like the little farmer's market type deal.
You stopped at the farmer's market?
I did, yeah. There was it was an older dude.
Small town girl?
So I wandered around and they've got like peaches and all this other stuff. So I'm looking around, I grab some peaches, grab some other stuff, and the dude's like, he's like, I got something real exotic for you. I'm like, oh, okay. And he walks over to this crate, he's like, check this bad boy out. And then he whips out a papaya.
That's like the exotic crazy. That's like him.
He's like, but you've never seen one of these before, and I'm like, it's a papaya.
That's like in an Indiana Jones movie. It'd be some crazy artifact, right? But it's a papaya to this farmer,
right?
This old farmer.
He's so excited about it. He's like, you don't see these very often up here. Blah 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 blah. I got this little farm down in Mexico. They pump them out for me. I'm like, okay. And he's getting all excited about it, and he's like, yeah, you cut it open, you have it with a group of people, you scoop the seeds out, everyone just takes a spoon to it, and I'm like,
he's got his group activity.
Yeah, it's like it's just a papaya. It's like I'm pretty sure we all know what a papaya is.
Did you play dumb?
A little bit.
Oh, what is that, sir?
I was like, yeah, I've seen one before. I don't think I've eaten one before. It's like I bought it from him. But, he's like,
how much was it?
$3.
So it's not like an exotic price.
It wasn't like crazy.
No, like for $500, I'll give you this sweet baby.
He's like, just give me whatever you think is fair. And I was like, well, I got like $3. I had 3 ones laying around after I bought like a bunch of other crap. So like, here you go.
Did you consider lowballing him?
No, I didn't really care enough. I guess it's like $3 is already pretty low of an investment in anything. So I figured, for papaya, why not?
I think it's a little more than you might spend for papaya at a grocery store.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Here anyway.
I don't buy papayas that often. It was good though. Delicious papaya.
Did you find a group of people to cut it up and eat it?
No, I just cut it in half and munched on ate like half of it in one sitting.
Did you have any social activities? Did you meet any fun folks?
I met some people at the show. They were pretty cool. They were all like from like Boulder, so they were less than like amazed by it than I was. But I mean, I was like,
By the show?
Yeah.
Oh, because they get cool shows.
Yeah, they go to Red Rocks like all the time. I don't know if you've ever been to Red Rocks.
I've never been to Red Rocks.
God damn, that place is beautiful.
We'll have to go there.
It is an amazing venue. Like I don't
Follow
think
some
like
road
going.
trip.
Yeah, I don't think going to a concert like anywhere else will like satisfy me after that. But like it's a neat place. They've got like a little hiking trail you can go on. Like the.
Did you hike?
No, I did not while I was there because I was just there for the show. I didn't realize they actually had like all this other stuff.
Go hike with your papaya.
Yeah, with a spoon.
Come to me.
It's like my
woodland children.
It's like my post breakup ice cream is just a papaya. Just eat the whole thing. It's like,
so the concert happens and it's awesome.
Concert's amazing. Yeah, they were so good live. I went to LCD Sound System. I've been ranting about them for enough.
And they took
the show, and they should know.
How many years off between when they ended before and now they're back?
5 or 6, I think. 5.
So you think they've just like recharged their battery? They're all like totally into it, ready to go.
Well, a bunch of them had other little side projects. Right. And they all kind of went and did their other band. Like the guitarist is in Hot Chip. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're pretty big amongst like I don't know.
Yeah.
And then what's her name? Nancy Wang is. She's the Asian gal who does like backup vocals and the keyboarding and whatnot, and she's in One Clean, which is really good. They're a pretty neat band. I don't remember who else. One of the other guys was in the band that opened. There was Museum of Love, and then Savages was there as well, which I didn't like Savages, but Museum of Love was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
And it's all new music that they play. Well, music and hits.
No,
maybe?
it was all hits.
All hits.
It was a 2-day set.
Did you go for one day?
Yeah, I only went for one. So the first day I'm pretty sure was all hits, and the next day was probably all like B-side stuff. And
that's a lot of
like,
bomb.
I know. Well, I don't know if they released any new stuff yet. I haven't heard anything like of new music.
Why are you
from
so
them.
out of focus again?
So,
by the way,
I don't know. I think like maybe I just. What are you doing now?
I'm just gonna try something drastic, and it didn't work at all.
Just get a whole new camera in here.
Somehow that's better. The depth of focus should not be that crazy, but. Yeah, I mean, we just need an autofocus, clearly, because we can't handle manual focus for this. You were good until you sat down, but it's very angled now, so I don't know what's going on. So, anyway, before we go to the break, so you said there was some OCD moment.
Yes.
Our joke is we call it OCD sound system because we're very clever.
James Murphy's very particular about his music.
Okay.
And he likes to have everything perfect. And, I mean, did you see the picture I posted of him, though? Like, I was up in, like, the second row. Did you see the better one?
I saw at least one of them. I don't know which one you mean.
I moved up at one point. Like I was probably like 10 rows back to begin with, but then I managed to move up into like the second row. Like there was like literally like security in front of me, and then there was me chilling, right? And it's probably on here somewhere. Oh, he's pulling up. But anyways, yeah, yeah, there we go. See, there we go. See, like that's the stage right there, and I'm like, right in front. That's James Murphy right there. He's wearing like his like dirtiest white T-shirt and like a pair of pajama pants, and he's just going like I don't know, like you can practically see like spaghetti stains like on his shirt while he's singing because he just doesn't care.
Well, the thing is, I even when you don't want spaghetti stains on your shirt, sometimes all you can have for lunch is spaghetti.
And
then you end up with spaghetti stains on your shirt.
Like, I swear, if you look close, you can see just like marks on his shirt and whatnot. But
let me ask you this: I'm looking at your comments here. Leah says, "You're so close to Dino Ridge. Did you go?" You say, "I didn't realize it was so close to Red Rocks, but I didn't have time to make it over there, unfortunately." Did you really not realize it was so close?
No, I didn't see it until I pulled in. Like it's literally like there's the street that winds up the mountain to Red Rocks, and Dino Ridge is on that street.
Well, okay, so
I didn't even bother to like look it up until I was planning on going like the second day.
So that's true.
Hiking. Yeah, pretty much.
I was wonder if
I just really didn't like. I don't know. 2 days went a lot quicker than I expected.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really.
Was it the second day?
This was the first day I was there.
Oh, so you
drive? I drove in the one day. Pretty much had that night to chill. I went to a few bars down in Estes Park.
Then the next day was the concert.
Yeah, the next day was concert. So I spent that day down in Denver, kind of chilling out. I went to an art museum.
You went to an art museum?
I did. Yeah,
that's cool.
That was so cool. Yeah. No,
did some woman in a dress try to sell you things?
No.
Is
that normal for art museums?
Usually, when I go to an art museum, a woman in a dress comes out and is like, "What do you think about this?
You got $10,000 to buy a painting?"
That's what they're asking, really.
Yeah.
Like, they want to see what your answer is because you're like, "That's pretty cool. I like the colors." Then you're like, "Oh yeah, so I'm gonna go."
Pretty colors on that paper they got there. And
why isn't there more?
I'm from Nebraska. We don't got stuff like that. Yeah.
Got any corn? Where's the snack bar?
Oh yeah, but the OCD moment.
Yeah,
we totally missed that. Anyways, So yeah, they play their last song. I didn't even notice it, but he's like, after the song, he's like, "Hey, you guys need to sit around for a little bit longer. You know, Al's guitar was messed up on that song, so we're gonna play. We're gonna play it again and do it right. You know." He's like, "It broke my heart a little bit to hear the guitar not right." So we're
that's sweet though.
I know he
that's
was
nice.
And he's like,
I'm okay with.
He was a super cool guy. Like, he says thank you after every song. He's like, "Thank you guys," you know, and it's like, oh, he's
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, he's so happy to be there, like every single time.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and it's like he's like, "This clock says we got 10 hours and 36 minutes left to play you some music," and I'm like, all right. You know?
He's what a cool person.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. Like, and they're so good live. Like, I don't know
we
how
endorse
they
that.
do it. Yeah,
Vegetable lasagna.
100%. Do we want to go to our next break?
Let's go to our first break.
First break.
It's first break.
First next break.
And then let's fix this camera.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Boom. And we're back from the break.
And now I noticed people walking by over there. There's a lot of people in this neighborhood who try to get you to sign up for their paper route.
Oh. What kind of paper? Just like newspaper?
Like Omaha World Herald, and you're going to help them pay for college. And I always feel like a jerk when I'm like, no.
Can that even happen with the paper ad? Like, can you actually... Do you
They
think
get some percentage, some commission, I think.
Still, you know how much paper's like, what is it, 75 cents now?
I don't know if it's any better than just getting any other job, but the one today, literally she's in the street, struggling to walk. She's got things she can't quite...
She can probably walk fine. I don't believe her.
I don't know.
I don't believe
she
her.
sounds
if she's walking around selling newspapers, I mean...
I felt less bad denying her it because I'm sure a lot of people are guilted into giving her money versus the normal ones.
Oh, yeah. She's going to get a lot more.
Ones who don't have any physical disabilities.
How's she even going to deliver your paper if she's like that?
That was a question that crossed my mind, and I don't have an answer for you.
It's a scam. Don't believe her.
Or it's just some kind of subscription commission, purely, not the paper route.
Get you to subscribe to some magazines.
That paper over there was given to me by a woman who had some physical disability and could barely walk, and was walking around trying to get paper subscriptions. So
interesting.
But I'm sure she's getting money, right?
Yeah, maybe.
She's got the pity.
I mean,
on her side.
Yeah.
People are like, "Oh, that's sad that you're walking," because she really probably shouldn't be walking through the neighborhood.
If
it's painful for her, I don't know. Maybe she's more.
I think it's just a scam,
or it's fake. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
You'd be surprised what people do to make money. There
was one time there were these people walking by. They're from some church. I think it's just a church down the street down Happy Hollow, and I don't know what exactly they were doing, but they were going around all their houses, and so like Frankie comes home, and she goes inside, and it's clear that they're like going around to the houses or whatnot. But it was also clear that if they've been on the street, they're probably noticing which cars are coming into the houses. So she goes, they come to knock at the door. She just like leans down so that they can't see like directly where she is. But like clearly people are home, the lights are all on. I'm over there like cooking food.
I just ignore them.
And so yeah, she's just ignoring them. Like I'm there, and she's like literally like hiding. And so they knocked for a long time. They're like looking in the windows and stuff. I'm like, go away.
It was a little weird.
It was weird. I was like, they might murder us now because
this is why you need guns.
This is why you need guns because of God.
Yeah, because of Jehovah's Witnesses.
Anyway, so that was a big digression. We both managed to see the same movie.
We did. Yes.
Separately.
Oh, yeah. Separately together.
Because you were walking at midnight in Paris.
Midnight in Paris style.
And you saw
downtown Denver. And I was like, well, let's go see what's playing. And, I couldn't remember if that was the Woody Allen one you were telling me or not. So it was just kind of like a guess. I thought it was good. Yeah, it was all right. I wasn't as impressed with it as I was with, like, Irrational Man. But, I mean... I still enjoyed it.
Irrational Man's a lot more clever. This one was definitely...
I was waiting for something a little more, I guess, with this one.
I thought it was interesting how reflective it is. It's just... It's purely like... It's all just that moment at the very end. The two of them... We got a cat problem here.
Let me just... He's trying to destroy our camera.
Let me review Woody Allen while holding a cat.
Yes.
So... I found it very interesting that it's all basically just to give meaning to that last, 10 seconds of the movie. It's all just... What are they thinking? You answer what they're thinking at the last 10 seconds as they're both not happy at a New Year's party.
Okay.
And why is that? I think that was an interesting way to tell that story. And I enjoyed the format of it with the narration. I thought that was fun.
I thought it was fun seeing Jesse Eisenberg be Woody Allen.
He was totally
he was just with the pants and everything, and he was just like, he did the shrugs.
The hooker scene was vintage Woody Allen humor. But the thing is, Eisenberg is... almost too much of a pro at acting to be as meta as Woody would be, because Woody would have the dramatic weight when he needed it, but he would also just you could tell in the performance of a vintage Woody Allen movie that occasionally Woody is just going entirely for the big laugh, even though the movie's not really about big laughs, but Eisenberg doesn't have that same sensibility. Eisenberg brings that dramatic weight all the time.
It felt like he was just being Woody Allen. Like it was kind of like, it's like.
Well, it needed to be more Woody though, even than it was. It was a little too.
Do you know
Eisenberg.
what I mean? Though it was too much of like someone acting as Woody than just like being Woody Allen. Which I mean, it's kind of a problem when you're not Woody Allen.
But then at the same time, the arc of the movie needs that dramatic weight more than probably Woody could have actually pulled off. So I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I want to watch it again.
I enjoyed the guy or the brother converting to Christianity so he can go to an afterlife, even though he's not going to go to the good option in the afterlife.
That was funny. I thought the humor was a little bit more on point than he's been in the last few movies.
Okay, I don't know if I've seen any of his recent stuff besides I saw Midnight in Paris and then Irrational Man. That might be it.
Irrational Man had the irony down, like that ironic humor down, but some of the verbal humor was a little clunky. It was like a little old fashioned. This time, I think he had really honed in on what the jokes were, and I think he delivered those really well.
Okay.
I think what I would really like to see is that if it wasn't so told from the focus of Eisenberg's character, but if you got the same attention given to Kristen Stewart in her character, and so you have the both of them and their arcs, I think that would have been interesting because you get the same dramatic irony with who knows with who, and I think it would have worked just as well. But then at the end, it's really about both of them, not about just Eisenberg.
She just wants him now that he's made a name for himself and his money.
But she already has that.
But that's the only reason why she didn't choose him.
No, it's because she
was
like, and now
she was like, this other guy's got all this money. I'm going to go with him, and then all of a sudden he's got his money back, or Jesse Eisenberg's got his money, and now she's like, well, I guess
it's totally shallow.
She's like, I guess you've got money now too, so I guess you're okay.
But she actually likes him.
I know, but still,
so it's like,
but still,
she actually likes him, and now he's on equal standing.
But if she couldn't put that above the money, doesn't that kind of make you a gold digger?
I think that's part of what I like about the movie because it's about the shallowness of reflecting on things, because it's one of the last lines of the movie when they're talking about like the reflective life versus the unreflective life or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so, but he's saying, like it's meaningless to not reflect, but it's not. You don't enjoy yourself when you actually do reflect on the things that you do and the decisions that seem to make sense at the time but don't really make sense. And I think it was a very poignant, just that one little moment of him. Seriously, just at the end, I think it's like that was the part where it all kind of clicked for me. It's like, oh, okay. So it's not really supposed to be satisfying because it's about how unsatisfying your choices are when you think you're doing the right thing, when there's really no right thing, because if you're really reflecting, it's not as simple as that. I thought it was a fun little dilemma to have.
Oh, yeah. And I liked it, though. It was a good movie.
I wonder sometimes when he does things like that, you think about Woody Allen's love life. And you think about, so specifically what we see here is Kristen Stewart is with an older, richer man. She also is having an affair with a younger man who doesn't really have that stature. She chooses to be with the more established person, the more obvious choice for her anyway, based on the culture of the time. And then she regrets it, and he lets it all pass. He settles for someone else that he likes, but that he regrets it too. You think about Woody and his decisions, you're always going to come back to sort of that Soon Yi moment, I think. Okay. So he's with Mia Farrow. It's not going super well with Mia Farrow. He falls out of love with her, so then he picks up with Soon Yi. Yeah. And I got the sense that this movie is the closest I've ever seen in a Woody Allen movie that he's actually reflecting on that decision.
Interesting.
And it's not direct. It's not actually about that.
He might as well reflect on it.
Yeah, but this is the time when I think that you see more honest, unguarded reflection than we've seen from Woody Allen in decades.
Yeah. I think he's the last person who can make as blunt of Jew jokes as he does.
That's he's true.
He's the only person who still does that, where one of the punchlines is literally just someone going, "Oh, Jews, how quaint!" It's like that was one of the funniest moments in the moments in the movie. But still, it's just oh man, you don't see that anymore.
That's a very good observation because you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, he's the only person I think who can still get away with that. It's oh man.
I thought, the Jewish stuff was kind of funny. The whole his family was pretty funny.
The murderous brother.
He's just shooting people.
Yeah, he walks up.
That was the most violence I think we've ever seen.
I was surprised. Yeah, I mean, I guess he's even once again, Irrational Man had quite a bit of attempted murder.
But it wasn't violent.
No, it was not. But this one's just all of a sudden people just getting shot.
Yeah, blood.
Yeah,
shot right to the head.
The one dude getting his haircut.
It was a fun tone. I thought it was a good reflective moment for him. I enjoyed seeing Woody Allen be a little more unguarded. Mm-hmm. I thought it was good. And the thing that really stuck out to me is very innovative for him was that it was shot with those super high resolution digital cameras.
Yeah, I noticed
that
that
had
didn't
so much
like,
focus, but then they lit it like an old black and white movie.
It was cool.
It was interesting. It took me that
neat.
first scene. I'm like, something's weird here. I think it's just because we're so used to with those when they use those cameras that have the focus like that. They generally don't use a lot of artificial light because you can capture enough light to make it look sort of naturalistic. But they weren't going for naturalism; they were going for
old school movie kind of look.
Yeah, very
like
old school,
nostalgia
stylistic,
goggles.
but not with the actual like. Basically, one of the things about film, I think, is that you don't see so much detail, and so it's the way that the detail is configured and the way that it's lit and everything.
It's about the big picture, so to speak.
But it's very different when you do that on film. Like it would not look at all the same on film.
Okay.
Even if they used exactly the same lighting, so it almost it was cool because you can kind of see what. Like literally on set, when they decided to light that, what were they doing on those old movies? I feel like this movie gives a little bit more of an insight into even some of that. Yeah. And I don't know why exactly he thought this was the movie to film that way because it's a very nostalgic movie, but not in like a sappy way. It's almost
nostalgic for the things that you don't want to.
Nostalgic, yeah, nostalgic in a way where it's like I want something that I let not work out. Or it's my fault that I'm nostalgic for this.
Okay.
And so maybe there's something there with the digital photography that was supposed to communicate that. And I haven't quite put it together in my head to articulate that. But
what if you just got a spiffy camera and was having fun with it?
No, because you wouldn't light it that. I mean, they put a lot of effort in that lighting. I mean, I don't think there was that much effort in like Irrational Man's lighting.
Oh, okay. No.
I mean, because that was a lot of like daylight stuff. There's a lot of like they're outside.
Yeah.
The sun,
out in the park.
The sun lights most of those scenes in that. This one, it's a lot. I mean, they looked like sets. They looked like it was. A lot of thought went into it as opposed to like let's just go out there and see what it looks like and then kind of adjust from there. This was clearly premeditated and I thought it was interesting. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie.
Oh yeah,
I'll probably see it again.
How many layers?
Out of how many?
I don't know.
Well, that's an important part of it.
684. So a nice even number, so you can do a 3% if you want.
I'll go like 497.
Okay.
So not like the best movie ever. Probably not one that you'd want to watch all the time, but I thought it was a good movie. It was well done. Okay. It was interesting. There's a lot of room for thought, and there's a lot of stuff that if I were to watch it again, I think I would enjoy rewatching it. I don't think it's like Irrational Man is the more fun movie for sure.
Yeah.
But no one liked Irrational Man,
so. Which is weird. I don't get it.
It was a good movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was
ridiculously
good movie. So how about for you?
Probably more than 684. Probably in the same vein. I give it like probably like the upper 80% range. You know what I mean?
80 seems about right.
Yeah,
that's good. And then he's got his TV show coming out.
Yes, you just showed me the little little
I thought it was funny. Well,
clip preview thing.
The purview. Well, so the story with Amazon is this movie went way over budget. It cost $30 million to make Cafe Society, which is about double what he usually spends.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, part of it was they fired Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was originally Steve Carell.
Really?
And apparently he never knew his lines and was terrible and unprofessional and not trying on set.
I've heard rumors, not even rumors, but just things that Bruce Willis is awful to work with.
Well, it sounds like he's really picky. He either really wants to be there or he really isn't going to make it.
He just really wants to get paid.
But why would he do a Woody Allen movie? He doesn't want to do Woody Allen.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into with a Woody Allen movie.
You're not getting money. You're going to get a very specific experience from it. So, so anyway, he gets fired. And then they had to reshoot. So I assume none of that stuff was like, we'll just go back to that location. They probably had to like reconfigure a lot of that stuff to get it all ready to go to reshoot significant portions of the movie.
That sucks.
So they did that, and they went over, and then I think he just went over in general, probably because it was like a very meticulous movie in every way. But so they spent $30 million, and then I think his last like 6 or 7 movies have been distributed by Sony Pictures Classic, and they give it, kind of like a small but like just wide enough platform release that like it'll come here and a couple other places.
In Denver, apparently.
In Denver, well, Denver makes sense. I bet there's an art house crowd in Denver.
Yeah.
And so this time though, his financier, who I believe is a guy named like Ronald Ches or something, he's just some rich guy who's like, I like Woody Allen, I'll give you money. Was basically like, hey, we're probably going to need more than that like $5 million we get from Sony Pictures Classic to get going here. And so Amazon says we'll give you, I think it was like $25 million or something. So like 15 to $25 million, somewhere in there. A huge deal for a movie like this. So they're like, we have to take that. And so
I don't want your $30 million. It's like, I'll make my movie somewhere else.
They'll make some degree back just from theatrical sales and whatnot. But $30 million is a lot for a Woody Allen movie to try to make back because they go all over in terms of box office. Some make nothing at all. Like I think Irrational Man made like $6 million total. Like it was nothing. But
only $6 million.
For if you spend $15 million, you want at least $30 million off of it. But So anyway, while that had happened, over the course of all that, Amazon apparently has been dying to get Woody Allen to make them a TV show because they're trying to beef up their series. And so they, according to Deadline, I think it was, they kind of talked about it, where they, over the years, have been offering him more and more money, more and more artistic freedom. They're like, you can do as many episodes as you want, as long as you want. Give you whatever you want. It can be black and white. We'll give you so much money.
It can be color. You know,
it can be color. You can have jazz music.
You can be in it. You can narrate.
Apparently, he at some point was like, well, okay, whatever. That's a hard deal to pass up at a certain point. So he did that, and then he didn't hear anything about it for like 6 months. Then he did an interview where he said it was a colossal mistake. He wishes he'd never done it. Couldn't think of anything to do. It was a lot harder to write than he thought it was going to be. And he's like, I bet the Amazon's going to regret this deal very much. And so then he actually he has it written finally. He eventually makes it because I think his contract said he had to have something by the end of this year. And so he fulfills that. It's done. The one interview I saw where he did it, where he talked about it, was he's like, "It's not going to start any religions, let me tell you."
Oh,
so he's very down on it. But
is he always pretty down on this stuff though? I mean, is he one of those kind of artists where he kind of talks down on it, but it turns out to be kind of good?
He kind of is, but it's usually in retrospect, not
like before it happens. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Oh
man!
So he's not happy apparently with it.
I mean, it looked okay.
It looked funny. I mean, it looked just mild mannered, silly, nothing like. I don't know. I'm probably not going to start any religions, but I'm probably going to enjoy it.
Anything of his though? I mean,
well, how many shows are going to be as good as a mildly amusing Woody Allen show on Amazon? Probably not that many.
Does Amazon have any good shows? I guess I haven't really looked at their live streaming option. Not live streaming, you know what I mean? Their streaming options as far as TV
everyone
shows
likes that Nazi one, but I haven't watched that.
I don't know what that is.
The Man in the High Castle. It's Philip K. Dick.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I don't know. So
Philip K. Dick.
But anyway, so the show they just announced it's going to come out next month. And do you know, does Amazon do they release them all at once, or they weekly?
I think they do all at once.
Cool. Okay.
I think they just do it like Netflix where they have their series and it's all out there.
It's 6 episodes. Crisis in 6 Scenes is what it's called.
I do like how they actually put their movies in the theater though. That's pretty cool. Seeing Amazon Studios movies at theaters.
I think.
Okay, cool.
Well, Love and Friendship, the Whit Stillman one, was also on Amazon, and I think that
so is Neon Demon.
That's right. They're buying up. I think a lot of these indie ones to any of these auteurs if they can.
Which is great for them because that's great on-demand stuff. That's one of those things you hear about in the theater for a day, and then you're like, where to go? And it's on Amazon.
Amazon wants to essentially, I think, corner the market on having an auteur's whole lineup. Where you're never gonna get that with Woody Allen, obviously, but Refn and some of those people, you can probably get enough of them that you're like, oh, Amazon Prime, I really like this one director. I want to get Amazon Prime because I can watch other movies.
They've got a really good setup too, where even if you don't have Prime, you can still rent the movie. Absolutely, you don't have to buy a subscription.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
how I watch movies that I don't own.
You can buy it, rent it, or watch it as much as you want, any way you want.
It's easier than Hollywood Video was.
Oh yeah,
I have to give them that.
I do love my Family Video membership.
What have you rented lately? What's the last thing you rented?
What did I rent? I rented Green Mile and I haven't watched it yet.
The Green Mile? Yeah. Tom Hanks?
Yeah. Hey, I've never watched it. I don't know. And then what else have I rented Inherent Vice, so I got that again. They actually have a lot of good movies. I was surprised.
That was good. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. But okay, so Crisis in 6 Scenes is what it's called, coming out next month. I'm excited
to watch it.
Yeah, we'll review that for sure.
My parents have a Prime subscription, so we can watch it for free.
Prime subscription.
Okay, never mind. Dang, you pay for Prime. It's expensive, man. That's
come over here.
Oh, it's $100 a year now?
It's $100 a year, yeah. I think so.
Dang.
Well, yeah, but you get a lot of free shipping and stuff.
That's not too bad.
Buy stuff. And
I guess I don't order stuff off Amazon that often anymore. So it's.
I mean, even just on shipping, I feel like it pays for itself. So I don't know. So yeah, there's that. I guess there's the review portion of the show. We should probably go to a break now.
Yeah, if we want.
What's our tease? What are we going to talk about after this?
It's going to be a surprise.
So, I was thinking we could do a little update on our movie things because that fills time.
Yeah, the movie stuff.
Yeah.
Because we do that sometimes.
Time filler. This whole show is a time filler.
It is.
You don't sit down and watch this.
This is just how I get through my Monday evenings.
I mean, this show is completely made for you're doing laundry and you just turn it on in the background and you're not really paying attention to it. I think that's what my real aspiration. I think is to make the best show that you don't really care or pay attention to.
The best show you don't have to listen to.
Yeah. You really like it, but you don't really pay attention to it, and you don't feel like you need to, or you're missing anything.
You put it on anyways because you want to.
Just every week, it's because you want to just have it in the background. I think that's really all I want to achieve.
Okay.
in like radio stuff.
But movie-wise,
what do you want
to achieve, Tom?
I probably want people to pay attention to the movies a little bit. I went to the Nebraska Film Association meeting.
Oh yeah, tell me about that. How'd that go?
Week.
I was out of town.
We've had some mixed encounters with.
Well, the first time we went, we sat at the bar and waited for it to start, just to find out that it ended at the time that we thought it started at.
Well, we got there. You got there at like 5:30.
Yeah.
I got there like 6:30 or like 6:15 or something. We thought it started at 7. Turns out it went from 5 to 7.
Yeah.
Or sorry,
6 to 7. I think is what it was. Something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So basically, we were there like the whole time. You were there basically the whole time that it was actually happening. But we didn't realize that until
it was started at 7, so
I was wrong. Yeah,
I was
wrong. So anyway, we go back. I go back. Last week you were gone, so I was by myself, and I met some people who were cool. There's some nice people there.
Were they all the old people like they were last time?
There were some old people and some young people. There was a nice mixture of ages.
Okay.
I don't know what the median age would be. It'd probably be on the bigger side, the bigger number,
the bigger age.
Yeah, the bigger age. But so. It was. They didn't have a big presenter. Usually, they try to do. I think like one person gives a big presentation, which we'll try to do in October or November when we have a trailer to reveal for Naomi Jones. But it was basically like we don't have anything to do, so everyone just kind of introduce yourselves and talk about what you're working on. Yeah, and there's.
I'm Tom. Hi, Tom. I make movies.
You can tell kind of there's a difference between people who have actually made a little bit of stuff and then people who are in the aspirational phase.
You've probably been in the aspirational phase for like 30 or 40 years now.
Or in some cases, only 10 years.
Okay.
So I don't want to be a jerk about it or anything, but there are some people who they actually have some credentials, and there's some people who are like, I took a couple film classes and realized I knew more than anybody here.
I've seen a movie.
So I'm here to make movies. And so everyone was very nice about everything, though. And so, I met some people, and Ben forever ago had said he was really into making business cards, and I was like, "That's dumb. We don't need business cards."
I told you about business cards.
You told me about business cards too. I was like,
"Why
would we need business cards for movies? What are we going to give away a business card?" And then I get there, and
everyone's like passing
immediately after I had talked, which was like I don't know, a third of the way through, someone else starts talking, and this guy's like, "Psst, psst, stop!" I'm like, "What? You have a business card?" I'm like, "No."
You can follow me on Facebook.
And he just or Twitter lowers his head.
Oh.
I was like, oh man.
He shuts his little business card holder and walks away.
And it's like the opportunity boy. No, he ended up passing one down to me, but so he interrupted this thing to do.
I think they're worth having just so you can put them in those little fish buckets places have at
just to win things.
Yeah, so you win free lunch.
That's actually a pretty good idea. I have to say, I endorse.
That's probably better than actually.
Why didn't you pitch that to begin with?
Oh, okay, I don't know. You told me they were useless, so it's like.
Yeah, well, I was wrong clearly because there were actually multiple people there who had business cards and wanted our business.
There's still a thing apparently.
So next month when we go, we should bring business cards.
Okay.
So many business cards, just spill business cards all over the seats. Yeah,
essentially just making it rain business cards.
We go
push a button and confetti explodes and it's all of our business cards.
Every single bar stool, there will be a business card or 4. And so anyway, so that happened, and so I'm thinking that we'll do a Naomi Jones thing because Naomi Jones is currently in the middle of the sound mix. Well, not in the middle of the sound mix. We're like, you got a good start.
It's in the beginning of
a solid start to the sound mix.
It's a very tedious process, though.
Oh, totally. But is it better? You watch it through?
It's so much nicer. It's like, oh man.
Because it's got just some crappy camera sound right now. The rough cut,
which
which was not.
You can listen
finessed.
to it, but it's not
So so I'm excited to start watching some of that and get that going. That'll be fun. And I was going to introduce, basically see if there's any reaction from the people. What my idea for what the Father Son Production YouTube page might have that would be innovative, because we do this show obviously on the Movies and Stuff show, which you should subscribe to the channel.
Do
all that it's been on the bottom.
Push that subscribe button.
But we've been struggling to think, what can we do to our YouTube channel, the Father Son Productions one, because it should probably be getting some attention, and it's just it's good to have new things out there. And so my one innovative idea, because I don't want to make a bunch of short movies, basically, is that we would do this, basically capture a local broadcast of all of our business meetings for the course of a movie. And so
this pitch. Okay.
For Green on Green, I'm thinking, let's just record every meeting, unless there's somebody who's uncomfortable with having it recorded, and then you'll be able to watch basically the whole process.
Having a constant behind the scenes type thing going on.
And it won't be fancy. There won't be all the cuts and stuff, but you'll be able to basically watch if we have a 5-hour meeting about the movie, you'd be able to watch the whole thing, and it would spoil the whole story for you, but you'd be able to see sort of what the process is for how we're doing that, and then even on set we can try to do that too. I don't know
I mean, we could do that as a not live type thing. You know?
Oh, it wouldn't be
just
live.
just kind of like as we go.
This would just be like a local recording,
Okay,
and then we just have all of it, and then we put it up on our YouTube thing, so you can watch how was this movie made. Here's what our process is, and people can watch that. Now, I don't know if there's really much of an audience for that, but I feel like
it'd be nice if we were doing that as part of like a like crowdfunding thing, but I don't think we'd ever do crowdfunding. So. Crowdfunding. Fund my kingdom.
Yeah, so that's kind of something I'm thinking about doing on the Fatherson Productions YouTube page. So you can watch out for that, and I'll let you know when we actually have something up like that. I would love to do the writing room. That was my original idea. Was if we sit down to write a movie, we should just do that, and you'll be able to watch the whole process of writing the movie. But then I wrote Green on Green by myself.
Oh.
So
well, obviously we just need to have a few drinks and sit down and write something and record it.
Yeah, so, it's easy enough. But
make that the show
to have like the full schedule of like. Here's it happening. But then even like if we just meet to work on Pen Pal, and there's no firm like schedule for when that's going to happen. Every time we meet for it, we may as well just do this.
Okay.
And then put it up there because if people want to watch that, why not?
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's doing that.
Oh, I actually figured something out with that. I'll tell you about that like off the air. Exciting.
Even though we just.
I mean, it's not like I don't know if it's really spoilery, but I mean it's just I don't know.
Well, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm excited to hear about that. And then I can't think. I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about. Do we have any other things like any things we're going to release or announce or something?
I don't know. I mean, there's the Not music video. There's
I don't think we should announce that because I don't know if that's I don't know what the state of that is.
The state of New York. The state of Florida is coming to Nebraska.
I know.
That's exciting. Did we talk about that?
Oh,
okay. I can't remember if that was last week or this week. Or
if you guys are getting going on adaptation 2.
Yeah, no. Why am I grouped into that? That wasn't my idea.
I thought you were going to direct it.
Isn't that what Ben said? I don't remember.
Like, you and Ben are both at various times talking about directing it. I don't know if there's anything firm.
I'm pretty sure I was just joking. But I mean,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you want it, I'm not going to direct it.
So. Or I think you told me to write it and then like have Ben direct or something. And it's like, I don't know.
The song is I'm not in charge.
Yeah.
You guys do what you want with it. I think Will is really gung-ho about doing it. And I come from the school of just because we were successful in an independent, like a very independent, small local movie that actually was very successful like compared to other ones that are at that level. I don't know that means people really want to see a sequel. I'd love to see Will play a wedding planner. I know that's part of the pitch. I think that's hysterical. This idea
I didn't know that. That's funny.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No,
So,
I didn't hear anything about it yet. Like I just.
Well, you know the whole parents part, which.
Oh yeah.
Which is like
yeah. That's the
whatever.
logical next step,
right? But the funniest idea that Will came to me with was that Lou becomes a wedding planner, and so he and his fiance are in the process of they're like going to get married in like a month, and Lou's just completely procrastinated on. Actually, like getting the wedding all arranged because obviously it would go through him because he's in charge of that. But so he comes home and she like nags him a little bit about it. And he's like, "I've been planning weddings all day. I just don't want to not plan a wedding tonight. I need to relax when I'm at home. I need to separate my life." I think that's a hysterical concept. I'd love to watch Will do that. I'm on board as far as like I'd love to watch this movie.
I still want Danny DeVito as Winter Smith. Like just 10 years later, he's just like, ugh.
I'm back from college.
Hey, Lou!
Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, right. I've been reading Gone Girl, and I have my. I
hope you're gonna say you picture like Danny DeVito as the husband.
No,
here.
it's a little bit better. I have this idea of Seth Rogen and James Franco Gone Girling each other, but they both do it at the same time, so neither of them know that they Gone Girled each other.
We've talked about this.
Yeah, I had this idea like forever ago.
Yeah.
And, like, I just think it's hilarious for some reason. It's just like, and then like Danny McBride is trying to kill James Franco because everyone already thinks that he's dead. So it's like.
This is a much better idea than most Seth Rogen movies, I think, at this point.
I feel like I should pitch that to him, see if he does it.
I'd rather watch that than Neighbors 3.
Oh, yeah. What was the night before? Is that one like average?
I didn't see that. I don't know. It was their Christmas one.
Yeah.
But it looked like just another, like, oh, yeah, let's go party and get high and stuff. And I'm a little tired of that at this point. Anyway, so that's it for, I think, projects that we have to announce. We'll hopefully have some production meetings. My deadline for myself to finish the script is like already a little bit past.
So I mean, we're still working on it.
There's no like it's just a self-imposed deadline, so no really
time,
cares. Yeah, but I want it to be done because I want
to send me a script whenever you get a chance.
I want to get the cast all lined up, locked in. Though.
Do I have a role? I forgot. Do I?
Maybe? You know, there will be a little role.
Yes.
And I'm not at the point where I can really disclose who all is going to be in it. I got a role for David that I think is going to be really funny, and I think David will do it, so I can say that. For the people who are like a little more tentative, I don't want to name drop right now.
Yeah.
There's a couple roles that I think are going to be filled. Unfortunately, I didn't know Will was going to be back in town, so I did not plan a role for him. I'll try to get him some little thing in there just to throw him in if he's going to be here. But because you may as well have Will.
Yeah, if you have Will, you might as well have Will.
And Will in a small dose like that should be pretty easy to manage. He doesn't really have to memorize lines if I just throw him in one scene here. Like, Will playing the bartender in the background of every movie probably makes more sense anyway.
Hey, guys.
I don't have a job.
As he's tending a bar.
You like movies? So, I think we may as well wrap this up, right?
Okay, sure. We had a good show.
Next week, do any movies come out? I'm not going to see Suicide Squad. I just don't care.
No, I'll probably go see something tomorrow because I have the day off and it's $5 Tuesday. But I don't really know what's out there besides Suicide Squad, which I'm not really too keen on seeing.
It just looks not interesting to me.
They're showing The Shining on Thursday at Alamo, and I'm going to that. It's going to be fun.
Oh, you know what? This Thursday, if somehow those plans fall apart, I think we're going to go back to Advocat.
What's Advocat?
Happy Cat.
What? Why did you tell me? What? I don't
know.
No,
like the plans literally just manifested yesterday.
I don't know. I already committed to going to see this on Thursday.
Well, we'll go back sometime.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you how good the Advocat.
I don't even want to know. Don't tell me about it.
I don't remember. Was it Hopcat?
Yeah, Hopcat.
Okay.
We're having so much.
I can never remember that.
That's actually Hopcat.
Well, we made fun of it for so long. I just couldn't even remember.
It's like when you say the word too many times and you forget what it doesn't feel like a word anymore, and it's just
Well, then it also fits because you're seeing The Shining, and I'm gonna go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused. I was like, where did we go when we saw The Shining?
Tends to stain, sir.
Yeah.
The Shining, though, it's hard to pass up The Shining in theaters. They need to play Barry Lyndon. Finally,
I didn't think anybody liked Barry Lyndon. They're not going to play.
I love Barry Lyndon so much.
I can go see Ghostbusters.
You could see Ghostbusters. Which theater are you going to first of all?
Alamo. Wait, no, I can go anywhere.
You can go anywhere.
Tuesday, pretty much everywhere does.
Well, here, let me just switch to movies then. Let's just check the show times for the rest of the show because
they can join us. We'll go see Bad Moms,
Suicide Squad, Jason Bourne, Star Trek Beyond, Ghostbusters, Bad Moms, Secret Life of Pets, Legend of Tarzan, Nerve.
Yeah. Captain Fantastic.
That's
got a Viggo Morgenstein in it.
Yeah, that's right. You can see ID5.
Yeah, what?
Independence Day.
5?
2. Well, that was what for some reason, the abbreviation for Independence Day on everything was ID4. I never quite understood how that made any sense. So ID5 seems like that may as well just be the next one.
Didn't it come out on July 4th?
Yeah, but
I think that's probably why.
ID4?
Independence Day. July 4th.
Nobody says ID4.
I don't know.
But that is an abbreviation that they did. X-Men Apocalypse.
Apparently they're still playing Civil War somewhere.
Everywhere. Shallows. Cafe Society.
The Shallows look so bad.
Purge. BFG. Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. Central Intelligence. Now You See Me Too. This is not that much.
Nah, movies are looking kind of slim. Go see the first Jurassic Park.
Apparently Jurassic Park is playing.
Yeah. Milk.
Milk.
You like Malk.
Alright, so anyway, this is just getting boring. We need something punchy. Say something funny and then we can end it.
I can't just say funny things.
Be funny.
You do that to me all the time.
Because it's funny.
I just do
it's
it.
amusing.
No,
it's
not.
It's funny watching you squirm. Like, be funny. Be
charming. I was literally squirming.
You literally, yes. That's what, it's.
No, I don't have any. You say something funny, damn it. You haven't said anything funny all day.
I probably have. I probably said something kind of funny. I don't know. When we don't have Will in here, it's more chuckles than giggles, though.
Well, when Will's here, we're just laughing at Will.
Yes. But I think it's funny. I'm more amused. We're chortling the whole time. Yeah. Oh, we forgot to bring Leah in.
Yeah, totally did. But I mean, we managed to talk about stuff anyways.
Yeah, this was kind of informative. So watch out. We might have some more informative things coming up. Make sure you subscribe to the Movies and Stuff channel down below here.
Yeah, there's a nice little red button for that.
Abe and friends are doing a Suicide Squad review roundtable tomorrow live on the site. On the channel. What?
I'll call in. Be like, hey.
Call in. Yeah. Well, I might listen to it when I'm at work or something, but I'm not going to see that movie. I just don't care.
No, I've heard it's very average.
People are really upset about it. They don't like it.
Is anybody really surprised though that it sucked? I don't know. I've been telling everybody it's going to be bad for so long. I'm so excited for Suicide Squad. I'm like, yeah, I want to get your hopes to too much. It's going to be okay maybe at the most. But I mean, and everyone's like, There's actually this is like our little
this is
our going to story. Right. So someone at work was like, oh yeah, I was going to go see Suicide Squad the other day. I'm like, okay. I'm like, why didn't you go? Like, I got into a car accident. And then that was all they said. I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah. I'm like, are you okay? I was like, are you okay? You guys all right? Yeah. And I'm just like, oh, all right, you know, that was the extent of the story. And I'm like, yeah.
If I wanted to see a movie and I got in a car accident, I'd be
right. And it wasn't even a good movie, so maybe it was for the better.